Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and it's late June 2021. I think we're pretty much done with COVID. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And we're at least in a better spot with it for sure. Yeah, we're at the Opry Mills Mall in Nashville, Tennessee. We actually got there a little bit after they opened. We were hoping to go have lunch at the Aquarium restaurant, but there was a little bit of a wait. So we just looked at it real quick, and we ended up going to Claim Jumpers right next door, and had a really good meal. Also, just so you know, on my YouTube channel, I've put another longer video up of the Rainforest Cafe, so check that out. But yeah, we went to Claim Jumpers for lunch on this particular day, and we had a really good meal. This place, it's one of the less gimmicky restaurants in the mall, and we just really enjoyed the food we had, and I wanted to mention that real quick. Yeah, my buddy had a grilled cheese and fries, and I had that, and it was healthy and tasty, and I had some great, some cheesy soup there that was good too, not quite as healthy as the rest of the meal, but it was delicious. And I just wanted to mention Claim Jumpers. We had a great waitress too. Just had a good time there. One of the restaurants that just doesn't stick out as much as the others, but I'll definitely be back there. And I just wanted to put this video up. I only recorded for about 6 minutes, but yeah, it's just a nice little mall that's been there since about 2000. And I remember back in the 90s, living in western Kentucky, you used to come to Nashville to go hit all of their malls. They had several malls that were pretty cool, and then Opry Mills came along, and you'd go down to Nashville just to go to Opry Mills Mall. So yeah, this was they had some robot kind of ride things. I think this might have been part of Dave and Buster's over there, but I thought that looked pretty cool. Yeah, but I'm sorry. Don't let me get too sidetracked here. Yeah, so Opry Mills Mall has been there since about 2000, and I've been going there since it opened myself. So I know a little bit of history on the place. I've seen a lot of shops come and go. There used to be a nice, I believe it was a Books a Million that's not there anymore. There used to be the really cool Gibson Guitar Factory shop that was just always fun to go to. There was an antique mall within this mall for a little while too. And as you probably know, back in 2010, there was the big, huge flood in Nashville, and that hit this mall hard. It was closed for a couple of years due to all that flood damage, and I read, I believe on Wikipedia, I want to say somewhere else too, that the water was actually 10 feet up inside of the mall. And I want to say at some point I remember reading that divers actually went into the mall just to make sure nobody was in the mall at that time, and that, there were no fatalities inside of the mall. And I remember thinking, because that aquarium restaurant was in the mall at that time, and I thought, man, that would have to be scary, because if you were one of those divers, there would be actual, sharks and fish that might have gotten out of the aquariums. Of course, they wouldn't have lived long because they're saltwater and all that, but that still would have been very spooky if you were a diver going through a flooded mall like this, and you ran into, the remains of a shark. Just one of those weird thoughts I've always thought about. God bless those divers, by the way. And luckily, after a couple of years, the mall did come back. And I know there was some issues with the insurance paying off for the damage and everything. And it seemed like there was a real rough time where it was even questionable if the mall would ever come back or not. But it has come back. Oh yeah, and they have a moonshine spot inside of the mall. They have moonshine. Nice little store. Of course, if you've been to Gatlinburg, about every other store right now is a moonshine store. Yeah, just for the sake of the moment, just wanted to put up a quick directory of Opry Mills Mall while we're here. Yeah, it's definitely the kind of place where you can spend a whole day. My pal and us, we made 2 laps around the mall on this day. Lots of nice places to go around the mall too. Cooter's Place, Nashville, is right outside the mall, maybe a mile away. And of course there's the Opryland Hotel, which is over the top. And this is a photo I took back in 2003 that I dug up. This was some sort of an art piece that was in the mall before the flood, and I always loved it. It kind of spun around, and it was just a cool piece of art that kind of made a weird sound. It was almost musical, and I always enjoyed seeing this when I went in. If you know what happened to that, let me know. I missed that, and I always look forward to seeing it when we were in the mall. This is a picture from 2008, and it was just a picture I took near the center of the mall. I wanted to put a couple of older pictures up of the mall while I was thinking about it. I did take more pictures, but they're mostly of my niece and my family at the mall. My dad, my late father, always enjoyed going to the Bass Pro Shop there. I like Bass Pro Shop too. I know they have timeshare people in there now, so yeah, it's a bit of a detractor, but I still like Bass Pro Shop. And we're driving around the mall, we're leaving the mall. This particular day it was really crowded, and I think they've been getting good crowds here lately, which I'm glad to hear. Drove by Paula Deen's restaurant, which is crowded. I've been to the one in Savannah. I like it. I like it. I like Paula Deen. The food was very, very rich, so a little bit too rich for me, but I did enjoy it. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to mention Opry Mills Mall. It's a lot of fun. It's in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm glad that it's still around and hanging in there. Obviously, yeah, some people are even parked in non-parking spot places. That's how crowded it was this particular day. And there was, as we left, I didn't videotape it, but as we left, there was a bit of a line going out onto the major roads, waiting to get into the parking lot here. So I was glad to see that. But yeah, I'm glad to see Opry Mills Mall in Nashville still hanging.